muse, a message to darkness. An observer came travelling, a vision to and from earth. Optimistic wisdom, fear is blind. When I was younger, particularly, I was interested in surrealism and cartoon style of drawing and, Dali and stuff like that. Also Kandinsky, sort of abstract stuff using shapes. And as I got older, it sort of became more like graffiti and street art and kind of semi-abstract psychedelia mixed with sci-fi, aliens, and I kind of think of it as like psych punk. That would kind of describe the feeling that's kind of there in both the art and music I like. Up until quite recently, I hadn't painted in the shed or done anything. So recently I've been trying to get back into that and just, kicking open the door and getting the spray paint active again. I can't really remember how I first started doing it, but it's certainly in recent years it's become like a sort of an outsider who observes life and sees the absurdity in it and is kind of a neutral viewpoint that has a certain wisdom through observing. And I often think of aliens as amphibious creatures, which planet Earth being a prime example of somewhere in the universe which is water and land, so it's kind of the perfect state to be. I've been diagnosed with Asperger's, been on the spectrum, so in that kind of way I relate to feeling alienated and a bit different. I feel good whenever I notice I'm developing or I've done something that has like a comic book style to it, because I always think that it takes a lot of discipline to be able to do that. A lot of them are characters that I only ever did like one drawing of, but that was okay to me. And I remember being on work experience somewhere and a guy telling me, you should do like cellular drawings, like comic strips, and I both agreed and disagreed. Like I thought, yeah, that would develop my drawing of characters and narrative, but at the same time I just like the one of a kind thing of just making something up and not trying to reproduce it or like flesh it out as a character too much. It depends what shapes I draw and what it looks like, and if I make a person out of it, it's just a stream of consciousness really, like what it reminds me of. Like with graffiti, it would be a lot of sticker artists or people who paint or tag characters, and very sort of DIY, and there's a strong community with people from around the world who share artwork together, and I really admire that. There's sticker fests, people that make big collages of stuff that people send in from all over the world, and those are fun to be a part of. I've been a part of a few in the past, and I'd like to start sending a couple of packages out to people. It's like one extreme to the other, because just something that you do by yourself in this kind of indirect way, it all comes together. There's like a unity, so it's kind of strange, yeah, but I think it's one of the best things, and it makes this type of art worthwhile. Warp was a word when I was a teenager. That was something I thought of like as a tag, and then because I've stuck with it long enough, it's kind of gained identity to me. Nowadays, I interpret it as like distorting how people look at the world through artwork, and also like kind of living in your own world in your head, like being in a warp. Yeah, if it's just initially, I'm still being creative, and it's something for me to see, and then it can lead on to other people seeing it, and then it kind of realizes its purpose somewhere down the line, because hopefully it means something to them. Recently, like I've had books that I've drawn in, and written in as like a sort of mental health journal. I've had a book for like, there's been a few because I've finished some of them, but for like the last about 3 or 4 years that I've written in, and the one I currently have, I've I also write creative ideas in, and some of those are isms, which are short pieces of writing, which play on words and are kind of analogies. I think in the book it's probably more explicit, like because I'm writing about my mental health, and then I kind of get ideas as well that I write down. But with drawings, it's maybe a bit more metaphorical, or you'd have to look for some sort of meaning in what I've done that is to do with mental health. So with this mural design, fear is blind. It's saying I've been to Earth and seen many things. You ain't seen nothing. So that kind of shows that it's not It's not realism to be cynical. If anything, it's more realistic to be positive, because there's so many different people and things going on in the world that you can only feel like things are all like one emotion or one way of being if you assume, and so experience tells you that there is hope.